Assalamu alaikum. I am Salman Khan from the world of IT. In this lecture trainee, you will learn about how to launch EC2 instance using CloudFormation. In this lecture, you will learn about AWS Cloud Formation and how it can be used to create and provision cloud infrastructure resources in AWS. By the end of the lecture, you will be able to provision an EC2 instance on AWS with a simple text file. Infrastructure as code entails the provisioning and management of cloud resources and infrastructure through formatted machine-readable files, the management of virtualization through automation. Defining infrastructure as code ensures that code defined is reusable, trackable, think version control, and can be easily updated and refined. AWS Cloud Formation was initially defined in just JSON formatted document, but later on in 2016 support for YAML format was introduced. You can also design resources visually with AWS Cloud Formation Designer. It should be noted that AWS Cloud Formation is available at no extra charge, that its usage is completely free, although you may be charged for the infrastructure and resources you provision with it. Create a CloudFormation template. Let's create a YAML formatted CloudFormation template. AWS CloudFormation has different sections, one of which is the resources section, where resources entities are defined. The YAML code describes an EC2 instance. The name EC2 instance is called the logical ID of the resource. We also define its type in AWS resource type and its properties. Under properties, we specified the properties there to EC2. Instance type. In EC2 instance type T2.micro, 2.small, C3.large, C3.xlarge, etc. We have chosen T2 micro in this case. Image ID. The ID of the AMI and AMI ID is required to launch an instance and must be specified at this point or in a launch template. Tags. These are the tags which will be applied to the provisioned EC2 resource. Upload CloudFormation template. Navigate to the CloudFormation section on your AWS console. You should see a welcome message if this is the first time you are using CloudFormation in that region. Click on Create Stack button. On the Preferred Template section, select Template is ready. Then choose Upload a template file in the Specify Template section. Click on the Choose File button and select ec2.yaml file you have created. Then click the Next button. You will be taken to the next section. Here we specify a stack name for our CloudFormation template. I've named it My CloudFormation-EC2. Once you are done naming the stack, click on the Next button to proceed. You will be taken to the Configure Stack Options page. The tags, permissions, and the advanced options sections are outside the scope of this lecture, so leave everything blank. Scroll all the way to the bottom and click on the Next button. You will be taken to a review page. Leave all blank and click the Create Stack button. At the bottom right of the page, CloudFormation will now begin the creation of the resources defined in the template. Wait a few minutes for the process to complete. CloudFormation has now successfully created our EC2 instance. Let's navigate to the EC2 section to see the provision instance. You can see the tags specified in the template in the tag section of the EC2 instance. AWS Cloud Formation can be even more powerful than you can. Let's get a little bit, shall we? Install Apache on EC2 with user data and CloudFormation. EC2 user data is data passed to the instance at launch time. This data performs configurations, tasks, runs scripts and commands when an instance is started. We will pass a shell script that updates the EC2 instance, installs and starts Apache. Lastly, we will use the chconfig command to ensure that the Apache service is started whenever the instance starts. The user data is described in the user data property of the EC2 instance. We use the AWS Cloud Formation function fn-base64 that returns the base64 representation of an input string to pass our user data. We also use the sub-intrinsic function which substitutes variable in an input string with the values you specified. The character known as the pipe symbol means literal style. This allows us to enter text as we normally would without resorting to using characters like "n" to signify end of line. Now the new template is ready. Navigate to the CloudFormation section on the console and create a new stack like we did earlier. I've named it my CloudFormation EC2 user data. We have now successfully created the second EC2 instance with CloudFormation. Navigate to the EC2 section on the console. You will see the second instance has now been provisioned. Copy the IP of the instance and paste it in your browser. You should certainly get the connection timeout error, which means our browser cannot connect to our EC2 instance. This is because there is no security group attached to the instance we created. Create a security group with CloudFormation. Let's create a security group resource with CloudFormation. In the security group resource, we define a type AWS EC2 security group and also properties. We have also specified property security group ingress of the security group resource, which allows traffic to and port 80 of the instance. This will allow our browser access the Apache server through the ports. We attach the security group to the EC2 instance through its security groups property with the ref intrinsic function that returns the value of the specified parameter, a resource, in this case the security group resource. Update CloudFormation stack. Let's update the CloudFormation stack. Navigate to the CloudFormation section, select the My CloudFormation EC2 user data stack and click the update button. Check replace current template and upload a template file. Options. Choose the update CloudFormation template and click the next button. Leave all section in the configure stack options page as is. Scroll to the button and click next button. You will be taken to the review page. At the bottom of the review page in the changes section, you will see the resources that will be modified and added due to this update. CloudFormation also tells us in the replacement column that the EC2 instance will be replaced because a critical property of it, the security group, is to be added. Click on the update stack button. Our stack has now been successfully updated. Navigate to the EC2 section on the console to see the newly created instance and the terminated one. Let's confirm our EC2 instance can now be accessed on port 80. Select the new instance, then copy and paste the IP into your browser tab. Our EC2 instance with Apache installed can now be accessed on port 80. Conclusion: in this lecture we went through the basics of AWS Cloud Formation and infrastructure as code. We also provision an EC2 instance with AWS Cloud Formation, then installed and configured Apache on it. Lastly, we updated the CloudFormation template to provision a security group that allowed traffic into the EC2 instance. Please feel free to give your comments if you face any difficulty here.